You ever wonder if Disney World's not just a theme park, but the most expensive magic trick on Earth? Because once you see how it actually works, how they turn your nostalgia into a billion-dollar business model, you'll never walk through those gates the same way again. This isn't a rant about ticket prices. It's a look inside Disney's secret system, the one that makes millions of smart, normal people spend double without even realizing it. And the wild part? It's not your fault. It's designed that way. So stay with me, because today I'm exposing the 10 biggest Disney World ripoffs, the ones even annual pass holders still fall for. And the final one, the one Disney hopes you never figure out, is hiding right in the middle of what they call the happiest place on Earth. Number 1. Bottled water. The $4.50 illusion. Alright, we have to start with the most basic. Bottled water. You'd think hydration would be simple, right? Wrong. In Disney World, water is practically liquid gold. Every snack cart, every merchandise stand, every popcorn vendor has those chilled Dasani bottles lined up, just begging you to spend $4.50 a pop. And listen, it's Florida. You're sweating just from walking 10 steps in the sun. Your kids are begging for a drink. It's easy to cave. But here's the trick Disney doesn't advertise. Every quick service restaurant in Disney is required to give you a cup of ice water for free if you ask. That's right, free, cold, drinkable. You just have to know to ask. Now, here's where they get clever. Florida tap water, let's be honest, it has that swampy aftertaste. That's why so many people turn to bottled Dasani, which, by the way, is still Florida water in a fancy label. If you're picky about taste, you don't need to blow $40 a day on bottled water. Grab a Brita filter bottle or one of those Life Straw bottles before your trip. Filter out that swamp taste, and suddenly, you're saving hundreds across a week-long vacation. Disney banks on people not realizing this. They know you'll be hot, tired, and desperate. That's why water is one of their sneakiest moneymakers. So remember, free water exists. You just need to ask for it. But Disney's not done yet, because next, they'll use something way more powerful than thirst. They'll use nostalgia. Number 2, Souvenir popcorn buckets. The $25 trick. Now, let's talk about one of the cutest, most Instagram-worthy ripoffs, popcorn buckets. You've seen them. They're shaped like Mickey balloons, Toy Story aliens, sometimes even a full-on Millennium Falcon. And every time Disney drops a new design, there's a mob of people lining up, sometimes for hours, to get one. The sales pitch is genius. You pay about $25 for the bucket, and then you get discounted refills, usually $2 a pop. At first glance, it sounds like a great deal. You're thinking, wow, I'll save so much money on snacks if I just keep refilling this thing. But let's do the math. The regular paper box of popcorn in the park costs around $6. To break even on that $25 bucket, you need to refill it at least 4 times just to match the cost. To actually get ahead, more like 7 or 8 refills. And I don't know about you, but I've never met a family that can actually eat that much Disney popcorn in one day. And here's the kicker. Florida humidity doesn't care about your budget math. That popcorn gets stale within minutes, so half the time, you're tossing it out before you finish. The bucket itself, it looks great in your hand for a day, then it lives in the back of your closet forever. Unless you're a serious collector who genuinely loves the design, it's not a deal. It's a souvenir trap wrapped in butter and salt. Disney's smart. They make the bucket seem like an investment when it's really just a $25 excuse to sell you more popcorn you probably won't even eat. See, that's what makes Disney different. Most companies try to sell you products. Disney sells you permission to indulge, to relive your childhood, to ignore logic for a few magical hours. And once you're in that mindset, every little upsell feels harmless. But each one is part of a system designed to keep your wallet open and your brain calm. And the next one, it's the perfect example of how Disney can charge you for something that used to be free and make you thank them for it. Number 3, Genie Plus. The $30 shortcut that isn't. All right, let's talk about the big one, Genie Plus. This is Disney's new version of FastPass, and it's marketed like a golden ticket to skip the lines. You pay anywhere from $15 to $35 per person per day, depending on how busy the parks are, and in theory, you get to book Lightning Lane reservations and skip standby lines. Sounds perfect, right? Here's the reality. Genie Plus is one of the most misunderstood systems in Disney World, and for most people, it's a ripoff. Why? Because it only works if you know exactly how to use it. You have to wake up at 7 a.m. sharp, refresh the app like crazy, and snag reservations before everyone else. If you don't, you'll end up paying $30 just to book a Lightning Lane for Figment. And look, I love Figment as much as the next Disney nerd, but no ride in Epcot is worth $35 a person to skip. The truth is, Genie Plus only makes sense in two parks, Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios. Those are the parks with tons of high-demand rides. At Epcot and Animal Kingdom, there aren't enough attractions to justify it. You'll spend the whole day watching your app tell you to ride Nemo instead of actually saving time. Here's the other sneaky part. Genie Plus doesn't cover everything. The biggest rides like Guardians of the Galaxy, Cosmic Rewind, or Rise of the Resistance cost extra on top of Genie Plus. That means you're dropping another $15 to $20 per person just for one ride. Add it up, and a family of four can spend over $200 in a single day just trying to save some time in line. Disney knows families fear wasting time, so they sell you a product that only pays off if you're tech-savvy and hyper-strategic. For everyone else, it's one of the easiest ways to burn money in the parks. And trust me, if you think Genie Plus is bad, wait until we talk about the most overpriced breakfast on planet Earth. I'm talking about eggs, waffles, and a $300 bill. That one's coming up in just a second. Number 4. Character dining. $60 eggs with Mickey. All right, let's talk about the breakfast buffet that could fund an entire day at Universal. Character dining sounds magical. You sit down, Mickey and friends come to your table, you hug them, take photos, eat Mickey waffles, and everyone leaves happy. That's the dream. The reality? You're paying $55 to $70 per adult for scrambled eggs, waffles, and fruit you could get at Denny's for $12. And here's the thing. You're not paying for the food, you're paying for Mickey to wave at you while you eat. Now, don't get me wrong, if you've got little kids, it can be a lifesaver. Instead of standing in line for characters later, you combine food and meet and greets. But Disney has perfected the art of making it sound like a must-do. Parents feel guilty skipping it because they think they'll ruin their kids' experience. That's the emotional trap. But let's break it down. A family of four can easily drop $250 to $300 on a single character breakfast. And the characters you meet there? They're the same ones you can meet in the park for free. Mickey in his chef outfit at Chef Mickey's. You can meet regular Mickey in multiple spots around Magic Kingdom. Minnie, Donald, Goofy, all available in the parks with no food surcharge attached. The kicker? Half the time, kids are too shy to interact with characters while they eat. I've seen kids hide under the table while Goofy is doing his best stand-up routine. That's $70 down the drain while your pancakes get cold. If meeting characters during meals really matters to you, go for it once. But don't let Disney convince you that every trip requires character dining. You'll save hundreds by grabbing a normal breakfast and meeting characters in the parks. Number 5. Park hopper tickets. The $75 illusion of freedom. Next up, park hoppers. Disney loves selling you on the idea of freedom. Go to any park whenever you want. And for that privilege, just pay an extra $65 to $85 per ticket per day. For a family of four, that's an extra $320 tacked onto your trip. Here's the trick. Park hopping isn't even allowed until 2 p.m. That means your entire morning is locked into the park you started with. By the time you're allowed to hop, you've already missed the prime hours at the second park, and getting between parks, it's not instant. Magic Kingdom to Epcot on the monorail can take 45 minutes. Animal Kingdom to Hollywood Studios can take over an hour with bus waits. So what happens? You spend more time traveling than you actually do enjoying the rides. That $75 ticket upgrade basically buys you the privilege of sitting on Disney buses in the Florida heat. There are rare times park hopper makes sense, if you're doing a short trip and want to hit every park in just a couple of days, or if you're a veteran who knows the system like the back of your hand. But most families, they just buy it because Disney makes it sound essential. Then they use it once or twice and realize they wasted hundreds. The smarter move? Dedicate a full day to each park. You'll actually enjoy the rides and shows instead of sprinting around like you're in some kind of theme park marathon. See, every ripoff so far has one thing in common: the illusion of improvement. Bottled water makes your day easier, Genie Plus makes it faster, park hoppers make it freer. None of them actually deliver what they promise, but each one feels like it does. That's Disney's real magic trick. They're not forcing you to spend, they're inviting you to upgrade your happiness. And the next one? It's the ultimate trap for impulse buyers because it hides in plain sight at the end of every single ride. Number 6. Merch in the parks. The $40 t-shirt tax. Here's a fun one. That shirt you bought at Magic Kingdom for $39.99? It's sitting online at Shop Disney for $29.99 with free shipping. Disney's biggest merchandise ripoff isn't that the stuff is overpriced. We all expect that. It's that you're tricked into thinking the parks are the only place you can buy it. Impulse is Disney's best friend. You've just ridden Space Mountain, your adrenaline is high, and suddenly a $60 hoodie feels like a must-have. You think, I'll never see this design again. I have to get it now. But 9 times out of 10, it's on the official website or even at a Disney outlet store in Orlando for half off. And let's be honest, half the merch doesn't even last. Those exclusive bubble wands, broken by the time you get home. The glowing balloons, deflated in the car. And don't get me started on those $30 mini ears that dig into your skull after an hour. Want to look like a Disney pro? Buy your merch before your trip. Shop online, use discount codes, and pack it in your suitcase. Then, when you walk into the parks rocking your mini ears or your Star Wars tee, you'll look just as festive as everyone else, without having spent $200 in impulse buys. Disney thrives on making the gift shop part of the ride exit. But remember, you're not obligated to buy anything. The real souvenirs are the photos, the laughs, and maybe that Dole Whip stain on your shirt. Now, if you think the merchandise setup is clever, wait until you hear this. Disney found a way to sell the same park twice in one day and make both groups think they're getting an exclusive deal. It's one of the slickest plays in theme park history. Number 7. Special events. The half-day park scam. Now, let's get into something sneaky. Disney's special ticketed events. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, after-hours events. They sound amazing, and to be fair, they can be fun. But here's where the ripoff happens. You're paying $120 to $200 on top of your regular park ticket. Let me paint the picture. You've already spent hundreds for a day at Magic Kingdom, but surprise, it's a party night. That means at 4 p.m., cast members start gently pushing non-party guests toward the exit. By 6 p.m., the party-exclusive folks have the run of the park. So what did you just pay for? A full-day ticket that's only good until dinner. Disney is literally double-dipping, selling the same park twice in one day. Regular guests get less value, party guests pay premium, and Disney rakes in the profits. Now, don't get me wrong, the parties do offer unique parades, special snacks, and rare character meet and greets, but if you're not careful, you end up paying for both a regular day ticket and a party ticket, spending $300 or more to visit the same park once. Here's the insider move. If you want to do a party, don't buy a regular park ticket that day. Party tickets let you in as early as 4 p.m., and the event runs until midnight or later. That's 8 hours of park time. Plenty. Spend your morning relaxing at your hotel, then do the party at night. You'll save hundreds and avoid burning out. The sad truth? Most families don't know this, so they double pay, and Disney, they laugh all the way to the bank. Now, if you think paying for half a day at Magic Kingdom is wild, wait until you hear about the $600 hotel rooms that come with exclusive perks you don't actually get. That's coming up next, and trust me, it's one of Disney's smartest ripoffs. Number 8. Resort perks that aren't. Let's talk Disney hotels. Staying on property sounds like the ultimate dream. You're in the bubble, you're surrounded by theming, and you don't have to leave the magic. But here's the catch. Disney charges you luxury resort prices for perks that sound amazing on paper and fall flat in reality. Deluxe resorts like the Grand Floridian or the Contemporary, you're looking at $600 to $800 per night, easy. Even the value resorts like All-Star Movies aren't really value when you're still paying $200 a night for a glorified motel with giant Buzz Lightyear statues. Disney sells this with a few bullet points: early entry, free transportation, and the magic bubble. But let's break those down. Early entry. It's 30 minutes. That's it. Half an hour earlier than everyone else. And every single Disney resort guest gets it, which means thousands of people rushing the same rides at once. Free transportation sounds nice until you realize the buses are packed, slow, and inconsistent. If you drive or take an Uber, you'll often beat the bus by 20 minutes. The bubble? Sure, it's immersive, but you're paying hundreds more for the privilege of themed wallpaper and a Mickey-shaped soap bar. Meanwhile, just outside Disney property are gorgeous hotels with larger rooms, free breakfast, free shuttles, and rates half the price. Some even have nicer pools, and guess what? You can still get to Disney in under 15 minutes. The only real reason to stay on property is if you value convenience and theming above all else. For some families, it's worth it. But for most, Disney resorts are one of the biggest money traps in Orlando. Number 9. The dining plan. The prepaid trap. Ah, yes, the famous Disney dining plan. For years, it was marketed as the ultimate convenience. You prepay for all your meals, never worry about budgeting in the parks. You pay upfront, you get meal credits, you eat for free. Sounds perfect, right? Here's the reality. The dining plan is a classic prepaid trap. To actually get your money's worth, you have to order the most expensive thing on the menu every single time. Filet mignon instead of chicken, fancy cocktails instead of sodas, character buffets instead of quick service. If you're the kind of family that normally eats lighter or shares meals, you'll never break even. Disney knows this. That's why the plan is structured the way it is. It locks you into eating only at Disney restaurants, ordering more food than you probably want, and feeling guilty if you don't use every single credit. I've seen families at the end of their trip panic eating cupcakes at 10 p.m. because they had snack credits left. That's not vacation magic, that's stress. The dining plan can work if you're strategic. If you plan every meal in advance, book the most expensive restaurants, and squeeze out every drop of value. But most people don't vacation like that. They want flexibility, they want to eat when they're hungry, and not when the plan says. So unless you're a foodie who's committed to maximizing it, the dining plan is less about saving you money and more about locking you into Disney's system. Alright, you've made it through overpriced breakfasts, bottled water, and bus rides disguised as freedom. But Disney's final money trick is something everyone falls for because it's wrapped in something we all love: memories. Number 10. The free magical photos. And finally, the one that really makes me laugh: Disney PhotoPass photographers are everywhere. They'll pose you in front of the castle with characters, even do fun magic shots where Tinker Bell appears in your hand. And they'll happily take your photo with their camera, then upsell you the Memory Maker package for $185. Now, if you're doing a huge family reunion and you want ride photos, sure, maybe that's worth it, but here's the insider secret most people don't realize. You can literally hand that photographer your phone and they'll take the same photos for free. No package required. That $185 you just saved? That's a sit-down dinner for your family, or souvenirs that don't expire in your app after 45 days. Disney banks on you thinking the photographer's cameras are the only way to capture the magic. But in reality, they'll gladly snap pictures with your device if you just ask. So unless you really want those ride photos or a big digital archive, Memory Maker is one of the easiest rip-offs to skip. So now you know, Disney's magic isn't just in the fireworks and castles, it's also in how cleverly they convince you to spend more than you ever planned. But once you've seen behind the curtain, you can actually play the game on your terms, and that's when the trips feel the most magical. I'm curious though, what's the funniest or most ridiculous thing you've ever spent money on at Disney and later thought, yeah, that was a ripoff? Was it a $40 balloon, a $300 breakfast, or maybe that glowing bubble wand that didn't even make it home? Drop it in the comments. I love reading those stories, and other Disney fans definitely will too. And if you want to make your next trip smoother and a lot cheaper, I've put together a free Disney packing checklist and a Disney vacation savings planner. You can grab both inside our school community. The link's right there in the description. It's where I share bonus tips, planning tools, and where you can connect with other Disney fans who are just as obsessed as we are. And trust me, the next video is packed with even more Disney secrets that'll completely change how you plan your trip. Your adventure is just beginning.